Hello everyone, it's time to get back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy, this time with the top 5 Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels from Duel Monsters. Now why top 5? Because Duel Monster Duels intend to be super long, like 4 or 5 episode long, which is why it's no way my favorite series because the pacing wasn't that great, and 2, there weren't that many memorable duels. So extending it to 10 would just make me put a bunch of duels that I remember, but not like the best. So basically I'm putting the ones that are mainly super memorable, like everyone will always remember it. So how I rank this list is basically how you remember the duel, the scenes that happen, and the interactions. But other than that, let's begin. For my number 5, it's Joey versus Merrick. Now why I like this duel is actually the tension between Joey and Merrick. Joey was mind controlled and then lost mind. And he also doesn't want to risk Yugi either, and also wants to duel Yugi at the finals. So with all that tension building up, Merrick being insane for draining their life force away, and my favorite scene of them all is the Winged Dragon of Ra scene where Joey burns and survives. That's some great willpower from Joey, especially with Joey's last attempted move, and Merrick freaking out that he was gonna lose. Which is complete bullshit that Joey didn't get the win! So yeah, overall, I like this duel mainly because of Joey. Number 4, Yami Yugi versus Raphael. Some of my favorite scenes include Yami Yugi playing the Seal of Orichalcos, treating his monsters in quote-unquote trash, even though that's what all we do. Raphael's taunting and using Yugi's monsters from his graveyard to his advantage, and Yugi losing, which is a big shock because Raphael is just a main henchman of the main antagonist. And of course at the end of the duel where Yami Yugi was about to lose his soul, regular Yugi steps in to save them, which of course made Yami Yugi the main protagonist during the season, developing his character arc of doing things without Yugi. Number 3, Yugi and Kaiba versus Darts. Mainly because this duel is freaking ridiculous. First off, I like the teamwork between Yugi and Kaiba during their first turn, summoning their friendship fusion monster being Dragon Master Knight. I like the unmasked Mirror Knight scene, making Yami Yugi trying to not kill his friends, and then Kaiba not really caring, and then Kaiba bringing out Critias to summon Mirror Force Dragon to make sure to get rid of Yami's doubt of destroying his friends. And then we got Orichalcos Hentai with a huge amount of attack. And I absolutely love Kaiba's last stand, where he played one more trap for Yugi to save him. And then I love the spirits of Yami's friends, giving hope to Yami, to summoning the 3 legendary knights, which is of course the main highlight for me. And then Dark Magician Girl saving the day, to the Knight of Destiny. And despite this duel being a little bullshit, I actually kinda like it for that reason. Now my main issue with this duel is that it's absurdly long, 6 episodes. Number 2, the ceremonial duel between Yugi and Atem. Considering that this is Yugi's test to see if he could finally separate with the Pharaoh, it makes a lot of sense for Yugi just to duel Atem, to finally see if he can be independent from Atem, and to see how much he's grown. Too bad throughout the series he barely duels. So of course one of the main highlights is Atem summoning all 3 Egyptian gods and Yugi having to face them. The character interactions from the audience, aka Kaiba, Joey, you know who. And the feeling of Atem leaving the world, Yugi defeating the Egyptian gods, along with going against his 2 ace monsters that are now in Yami's deck, the Golden Sarcophagus scene showing Monster Reborn, and the final moments where Yugi wins, and showing how much everyone's gonna miss Yami. I absolutely love this scene, and absolutely works with the final duel of the series. So overall, it's mainly the character interactions, and the duel itself is actually pretty good. And now for some honorable mentions. Yami Yugi and Yugi versus Joey. Mainly because Yugi actually took over most of the duel. And friendship to the end, right? Yugi versus Weevil, Seal of Orichalcos. Draw! Monster card! And finally, Yugi versus Merrick. I was gonna place this in number 5, but I find Joey versus Merrick to be much better. And this duel felt way too slow. And now, finally, number 1, it's the obvious Yugi versus Kaiba. Battle City. Despite this duel being really long, there's actually a lot of memorable scenes for every episode, kind of. Like the Battle of Gods, the ancient Egyptian flashback, Joey's red eye saving the day, even though it's complete bullshit of Yugi using his opponent's card effects, Dark Paladin versus Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and the endgame, where Yugi defuses his Ultimate Dragon, Kaiba freaking out about it, and also the fact where protagonist versus rival duel is usually really good with the interactions. So that's it for the Duel Monster Duels. The next one's obviously gonna go to GX, because we have to climb up the ladder. I already did one on Brains though, so I'm just going back to Legacy all the way to Arc 5. So go ahead and tell me below what you rank as your top 5 duels. It's probably going to be similar to what's on this list, as many people rank these 5 duels as probably their best ones. At most maybe just Joey versus Merrick will be the changed one. But other than that, I'm just going to say that Duel Monsters is no means my favorite series because pacing is not that great. And have a nice day.